Hello everyone, this is video number 5, and in this job search series, we'll be covering today the interview session, how to handle different interview questions. So, we'll be covering top 15, at least top 15 questions that are asked regularly in interview and that are very crucial for your selection. So, let's cover them one by one. And before moving to the next slide, I'd request you to kindly watch all other videos, that is from 1 to 4, that will help you to understand how you can crack job using LinkedIn and Naukri.com. And also that will also cover the lecture that is describing the importance of resume and how to make your resume that can take you to the next level, that can help you to get the job. Okay. Uh, we'll go to the next one. So here the first question that you generally face is, tell me about yourself. So when interviewer asks this question, they actually want to know how you are going to fit into their job role. Okay. So suppose I have applied for any job. So I'll be knowing that this interview I'll be having on next Thursday or Friday or Saturday. So what you can do is you can prepare in advance about the job. Okay. So you have to understand what job role you are going to work on, what kind of job description you have been through, and what kind of job role you can expect over there. You have to do a basic research on that part. And then you have to understand what are the different skill set that you have got. Now, once you have done these two things, that is understood your skill set and understood the job description, you have to link those two things and present a story in before the interviewer so that he can connect it, so that he can know that okay, this particular person to whom I'm interviewing is the right set of candidate. For doing this, I'll suggest follow a basic funda of she. So here S means succinct, that means clear and precise, H for honest, and E for engaging. So your answer should be very clear. It should be point on the point. You should be very honest with your skill set. You should be very honest with your uh, delivery, that how well you can deliver your skill. And this way you are going to tell your story should be engaging enough so that the interviewer is not getting bored. Okay. Your narration or the story that you are telling, that whatever you are telling to the interviewer, means he has to connect with the skill set and he should connect with his job description or job role, that you are the right candidate for this job. Okay, let's take an example and understand how I'm going to make it engaging, honest. So suppose I have an interview that is related to data science in banking sector, and currently I was working in R&D sector, so I now want to make a switch to data science sector. So how will I answer? How will I put myself as a right candidate by showing that I am right fit for this job, that I am deciding to move from R&D to data science? How I am going to connect it? So I'll have to build something that is personal to me, and that should be a motive for me to switch. So I can say, as my father was in bank, so I can say, since my father was in bank from my birth, I have been looking him doing different bank related jobs and different challenges he had been facing. So it was quite interesting for me to understand how things work over there. So that is the way you can introduce yourself to interviewer and start connecting your skill set that you have got with the job description they are requiring. Okay. Now let's go to the second part. Okay. So we have divided this question into two parts: strength and weakness. Okay. So as I said, whenever you are going to give your interview, you should be honest with yourself, honest with interviewer. Do not brag yourself unnecessarily. Do not quote different kind of skill set that you actually do not have, but just for the namesake you are trying to put it up. Don't do that. So when it comes to strength part, we'll cover strength and weakness also. So Usually there is a term that is said as ego. Okay, when I say I have got big muscle, I have got big power, so there are chances I can be egoistic. So you should take care that you are very humble. When you are answering about your strength, you should be humble, and it should not be in a way that you sound like a bragging one. Means you should be authentic. You should be balancing your nature and your skill in a way that your strength is projected in a right way. And make sure the strength that you are telling to the interviewer should relate with the job role. Suppose if I have an interview for data science and my job requirement is to do data analysis. Okay. So I will not tell him my strength as cooking, my strength as uh, something that is not related to data science. Okay. I have to make sure whatever strength I'm going to tell should be related with the job role that I am interviewing for. Okay. And the way you are telling, the way you are expressing your strength, it should not show any kind of ego. Okay. You should be very humble enough. Let's take an example for a manager role. Okay. If you have an interview for a manager role and your strength that you have said was that you are highly dedicated towards your goal and highly dedicated towards your work. That's your strength. Okay. So how you are going to connect it? So my job role is to manage. My job role is to manage, and my strength is dedication. So what I'm going to say is, suppose there was a time when my team member got sick, and at that point of time, the project delivery was very important. And so you did not even think once, and you got into that place and started doing his job so that the project could be delivered at the right time. Okay. Instead of telling your superiors that, sorry, I have lost a teammate due to some circumstances, or he has fallen ill, so I cannot deliver it this week. Okay. Instead of giving that excuse, you have put yourself into his place and you have got your hand out. It means you have done his job and got the project delivered on the time. Okay. So this could show actually how your strength is being justified by your current job requirement. Okay. So you should present yourself in a way that it is in a balance. Okay. And it should sound authentic. It should not be something like a story that you have just come up with, just because the interviewer has asked and you have come up with a story to satisfy the condition. It should not be that case. And anyway, before going to any interview, these basic questions are to be prepared. Like, you can make your own answers. You can prepare it and write it based on the resume and based on what is the job role you are going to get interviewed for that. Okay. Now coming to second part of that same question, weakness. Okay. When we say weakness, interviewer is actually trying to understand whether you are in a state to accept that you have got some drawbacks. Okay. Self awareness is the most important thing. If you do not see what fault you are at, you will not improve. Okay. You should understand what kind of weakness you have. And while accepting that, you should be honest and humble. So, what does it show actually? It shows your personal accountability, that you are in a state that if something goes wrong, you are there to accept your mistake. Okay. No one is perfect. Remember this, no one is perfect, and neither are they hiring a perfect guy. So it's okay. Even the interviewer is not going to have all the qualities that is required for the job set. But what they are looking for is that you know what your weakness is. You understand your power, you understand your weakness, and you are ready to improve in the further uh, down the period of line. You are not just going to cry like a baby. Okay, I don't have this skill. Sorry, I don't have this skill. I cannot do this task. And you will just keep bragging this and you will just keep crying over that. Okay, no, it should not happen. Interviewer is trying to understand whether you have that willpower to improve, and before improve, to accept that you have certain weakness and you are willing to improve that. And it will be better if you could just narrate a story, or if you could just give a example where you focused on your weakness and you tried to improve that. that story, that narration will actually build up a confidence into your mind that okay, this person has actually faced such scenarios where he has faced his weakness and he had done something to improve it. Okay, third most important question is why should we hire you? Okay, so I usually love this part because mostly people say okay, I can do this, I can do that, I am good at this, I'll take less salary or anything, something like it should not be spontaneous. Okay, uh, every question should be prepared by you well in advance. You should go through your resume, each and every step, what means things that you have written. You should know why you have written those things and how that thing is going to get related with your job role. Okay, you have to understand all the skill set that you have written in your resume is fitting to this role. You cannot just write every skill set that is mentioned in your job description be true. You cannot just put the wrong information there, but you should be putting all the skill set, and that should be in a way that you can justify yourself that you are fitting right into this role. When you are telling this answer, you should be persuasive. Like if I say that I am good at data science, I should have a story to back my means the story, right? I should have done some project to back up my story. Okay. So if I tell that I'm good at data science, I will also show them that I have done some basic project. If not done, at least I have tried to do some basic project by my own to come up to this level so that I can say I am right fit for this job. Okay. And when you are presenting this, be calm and confident. Confidence is the one means most important thing that you can ever have in yourself. Okay. If you're confident enough that you can do certain job, nobody can stop you from doing that. So what you have to do is find out your skill, find out the job role for which you are applying for, and understand how you are going to fit. What different means what extra things that you can add up with your skill into the current organization for which you are going to interview. Okay, you should find the answer to those questions also. Okay, do tell examples or do tell means in your story that how you have been praised for all those skill set which you are referring to. If you have any story for that where you were praised, do tell interviewer that okay, you had been given such and such honor, you had been given such and such award or appreciated by my team fellow members or my N+1 or my manager for initiating these kind of jobs. So that is the way you are going to impress, that is the way you are going to present yourself in front of the interviewer. And whatever you are going to say is important, but how you are saying it is more important than what you are saying. Okay. Suppose let me give you an example. If I say that I am good at data science, will that suffice that my means the interviewer's query? Why should I hire you? If I just simply say I am good at data science and you should hire me, will that be okay? No. I should be convincing enough. I should be confident enough to put myself in a way to understand what exactly the person interviewing me is requiring. Means, what does he require? You have to understand that. Okay. And then you should tell about yourself and do not speak so much. Just make a summary out of it. Be it concise, speak authentic. Okay. Let the story be authentic, true. And you are going to give your best version, nothing else. You just give what you have, what you are good at. Feel free to speak from your heart and just speak the truth, and that's more than enough. You are going to answer it confidently. When you are true from your heart, you can answer it confidently. Okay, the next question is why do you want to work here? So they actually want to understand why have you applied for this job role. Okay, when I ask why do you want to work here, so I'm trying to understand why this person has applied for this job role. What is he looking for? If a person has applied for a job role of data scientist, definitely I'll believe he's going to do some data science job. He's going to have some interest in data science field, or is he just trying to stall, just trying to quit his current organization because it's not good enough? Just for time being, he's looking out for some job opportunities where he can sustain for next 6 or 1 years so that he can get a good jump. Is that the case? No. So the interviewer actually wants to understand why have you applied for this particular job role. Okay. And your answer should satisfy his question, that why exactly should he hire you. Okay. You should answer in a way that covers few basic things, like why you are going to apply should cover what they need. If I'm telling my story, I should cover that whatever the need that interviewer is having, I am answering those things. Okay. Also, I will tell how I developed all those skills that are going to be used here. Suppose I was in R&D sector and there was no data science project. I found out that this project or the projects in R&D center can be done in a better way if I utilize power of data science. And to after understanding that thing, I tried a bit, but I felt that my skills are not that good enough. So what I did was I upgraded myself. I skilled myself. I joined some courses and I learned more about it, and then I applied it again here into this R&D center. Okay. So that shows actually how I have gained that skill, how determined I was to work or gain that skill set. Okay. So now, why are you switching? Since you have gained that skill, why are you switching? Why you want to change the organization? Because you want to grow your skill, because you want to use your skill in a better way. You want more challenges. Okay. You want more opportunities, more places to explore your knowledge. Okay. So when I have understood my skill set and I have understood what I am going to deliver in my next organization, I will be very confident because I'll be speaking the truth. I literally will speak the truth when I really want to get that job. So if you want to answer this question, why do you want to work there? Just do a basic research about the company. What are different job profiles are there? What kind of projects do they handle? What kind of challenges they have faced? You have Glassdoor. You have there are a few more websites where you can learn exactly what kind of projects, or even the company website you should visit. 101%, it's compulsory that you go through the company profile. You should know in and out of the company when you are going to answer this question, why you want to work here. You should be knowing exactly for what you are going to get interviewed. Okay. You should know for what projects you are going to be hired. If you don't know exactly that, but then an overview will suffice. You should be knowing about that company. Okay. And once you know that, you know what skills you are going to relate it. And that way you will be able to answer this question in a more brilliant and more vibrant way. You will be able to connect your skills with the job requirement. Okay. And that way you will be sounding true, and possibilities are there. The interviewer will love it. And I can guarantee he'll love it. Okay. So this is one of the basic question that usually they want to understand. If sudden there is a sudden increase in responsibilities, will you be able to handle all those things? Okay. So for that, you have to narrate a story, or you have to give some examples where there was a necessity of a leader, but there was none, and how you came forward and you guided the situation, or how you led it. So when I said led it, I mean to say that you use this word in your answer. This is an action verb. More detail about action verb, you can find what are the different action verb for different job roles. I've already uploaded a PDF file for that. You can download it from free section. It's completely free. But do read, means check the importance of action verbs in your resume writing. It's already covered in that video session also. So coming back to here, action verb actually makes your statement more engaging, right? Like I have been doing this job and I was leading team of so and so. Instead of doing that, I can say I led a team of 9. That is more interactive. Okay. So when you start your sentence with an action verb, it's more interactive and more capturing. Like the interview will feel more attached to your sentences. Okay. So how? Okay, I was telling there was a situation where the leadership quality was required, or leader was required, but there was none, and how you came up with some ideas or how you came up with some insights that you can actually improve the situation over there by your skill set. Okay, so in this way you are going to give an example how you came up with a leadership skill. Okay, to answer this question you should follow a simple basic tip, that is SAR. You should describe a situation. You should describe what are the different actions that you have taken and the result or outcome of those actions, how you improved the situation. Okay. These three things will suffice the answer for this. Now, let's tell a success story that in your team. So, the previous question, leadership skill, and this question, you can correlate it and you can build up a story that is common for both. Okay. So here you have to showcase your soft skill, like convincing power, how good you are at communication, how good you are at interpersonal skills. I'll make a video session on this soft skill development and what are the different soft skills for different job descriptions or different job roles. We'll cover it in next bonus lectures. So don't worry about that. So let's stick to this. So when you are trying to answer this question, the interviewer actually looking for the soft skills. Okay. How good you are with your team members, how convincing you are to your team, how persuasive you are to your team members. Okay. Again, here you have to tell a problem that you all faced and steps or the action, SAR, and the positive results out of it. So you can again follow the principle of SAR. Okay. Situation, actions, and result. And don't forget, if they have asked specifically for your team, you have to show that your result is an outcome of a teamwork. Do not say that I did, but you should be saying we did. Okay. Do not be self centered. Since it was a team effort, give credit to your team. Okay. That's the best thing a manager or a leader can do. Okay. So this is a question about how means interviewer want to understand how your team members felt about you. Okay. So in this way, question number 5, 6, and 7 are connected. So you can say after reaching to certain result, how your team member felt about it. You can just explain it. But again, as I said, explaining about your strength could be sometime egoistic or with attitude, or sometime the interviewer feel that okay, this person is bragging himself again and again his qualities. So that should not be the case. You should be humble enough to accept that you are not the perfect guy. You are not the one who has every single talent, every single skill, or whatever thing you have done could not be done by some any other person. Okay. So you should be in a realization state that okay, whatever thing I did was good, but it's not that only I can do it. Okay. When you realize this, you will be very humble. So every answer you are going to give should be humble enough, and keep smiling in every answer you are giving. Do not frown. Do not feel stressed. Okay. Because just an interview is a two-sided conversation. And trust me, the best interview tip is that you can always lead interviewer to the next question. For an example, if I say, tell me about yourself, I'll start telling about myself from my name, okay, from my background, and then I'll move to my skill set, okay, achievements, and then how I use those skills into my current job role and how I can utilize in current sorry in next job, okay. Meanwhile, I'll give a hint to interviewer that I have developed few methods by which I can improve the productivity using these skill sets. So I'm leaving a suspense out here, okay, to interviewer that he is interested. If he really wants to understand your skill set, if he's really interested in your skill set, he'll try to understand what kind of model or what kind of method you have developed. Okay. So this way you are going to create an extra curiosity in interviewer mind. You can always, you have the power when you speak, you have the power to guide the interviewer towards your path. Okay. And there are proven tricks, and there have been cases where people have molded the interview as per they wanted. Okay. It's always possible. Let's go to question number 8. This is very crucial, and here they want to understand how do you feel about your current organization, whether you are leaving because of dissatisfaction or something else. So definitely most of the cases, 90% of the cases, I can say, I do not have any figure, but I can quote confidently that most major sections, major job changes happen because of uh, negativity in the role, or because of politics or improper recognition, all those things. So all those things which you are referring, having currently in your mind, would present a negative impact or would show a negative image of your current organization. Okay. Never ever do that. Never talk negative about your past role or bosses or your organization. Never ever do that. Okay. Because this is going to give an hint. This is going to um, put your face as a cry boy. Okay. This will highlight that you are just a complainer. You complain for all the things which you do not have, which you do not get. And at the end, you just quit. That should not be the case. Remember, never ever say anything bad about your past company. Okay. So, how do we handle this part? What do we say exactly? Okay. So, you should be saying how you are going to improve yourself. Okay. You should focus on your skills. You are leaving this current organization. Definitely, it's true that it could be salary, it could be better opportunities to get rid of all the negative environments. I understand, but you have to always stick to the positive points. You will get whatever you seek for. Okay, that's a universal statement. You will get whatever you seek for. Okay, so if you are looking out for happiness, you will get happiness. If you're looking out for negativity, you will get negativity. Okay. So share some stories where you have used your skills. And again, these skills should be relevant to this new job role. Share some stories where you have used these skills and you are eager to grow these skill set in new job role or new environment. You want to take yourself to next level so that you can utilize your skills in a better way, so that you can take the next company to a next level or a better level than what it is at current stage. Okay. You want to contribute into something that is more advanced, something that is growing in a better way. Okay. So give some examples that you have tried to improve upon these skills. Okay. Give your vision, what exactly and how exactly you are planning to use this skill set in your next job role. Okay. So this visionary idea, okay, once you have dreamed it, you can only do it once you have researched about the company for which you are interviewing. You will know exactly what different things are happening over there and how your skill set is relevant and to what extent it is relevant over there. So this question is basically to understand whether you had the courage to handle any challenging project. Were you a quitter or one you were the fighter one? Okay. They will try to understand the level of challenge you are capable enough to accept. Okay. So prepare a story, narrate a story accordingly, and choose a challenge that is suitable for this job role. Do not, suppose I have an interview for supply chain management. Okay. So I'll not brag myself. I'll not tell a story that related myself to some other uh, things that is something related to testing and all those things. Okay, like a lab testing. The supply chain management is completely different, and lab testing is completely different. I will not say that I found a chemistry formula that was not fitting. Then I did hard work. I did some research and found the um, right formula. I took 1.5 months to research it. Okay, it's not relevant with the current job role. Definitely, it was a challenging project, but that's none of means that's of no use. That's of no importance to this current job role. So choose your project wisely. If you do not have any such project, choose your sub projects or the part of a project where you face challenge. Okay, Y- it's never like that. You will never find a story relating to. You can always find a story if you look through your past experience, how you have been working and what things you have done. You can always find a story where you can exactly relate this question. Okay, again, tell something that you are proud of. Again, we can use SAR, situation, action, and result, and be humble when you answer this. And it's always good in to give some percentage wise when you give the result. Like after applying this methodology, the outcome improved or the efficiency of the system improved by 13% or 90%. So there is a way that I can actually correlate. I can see a figure when I say 13%. So I can see a pie chart in front of me and 13% a sector out of that. Okay. Now, if I know that there is a less increase in percentage, okay, suppose uh, the efficiency increased by 10%. Instead of saying that efficiency of the system increased by 10%, I'll say that the losses reduced by 90%. Okay. I can play with the numbers. Both statements say the same, but a reduction of 90% shows a better number. Okay, I can figure a big chunk of the pipe chart. Okay, this big part is getting reduced. So it's all up to you. That's a way data can be presented. Okay, you have always like you might have heard of the example whether the glass is full or half. Okay, so it's same how you take your answers to present your numbers in a way that gives a positive feedback for your means effort. Okay, explain your gap in employment. This question I'll cover for the college students who drop out, especially females who drop their job just for the family or some they have a lot of responsibilities. I don't say that male don't have, but major cases we have seen that the female employees come drop for a job and give a gap for family planning or to take care of their children, okay, take care of their kids. So they do have the gap. Okay, how to justify those things? Okay, and students who prefer like I myself have been rejected many a times to because of the gap. Okay, but I didn't know exactly how to handle this part. I was not confident enough because I always fear and I always hear that if you have gap means it's going to be tough. Yes, it's going to be tough, but it's not going to be impossible. You have to change your mindset. Okay, you have a gap. It's not some blunder that you wanted to do. It was the necessity of that time that you ended up with this gap, right? So what should I tell for this gap? Okay, if you have, be prepared for that and find some skills which you have developed in that time gap. You have to focus. Even if you were a housewife, you were looking for just you were taking care of your family. You can ask what kind of skill that I have gained over there. Okay, you can simply say I was a good manager. I managed my home. So that shows a manager skill. I reduced the out means wastage of my house. I dropped the expenditure of my or expenses of my family. I reduced or increased the saving of my family by this percent. So this actually is a way that you are going to present your skill set. That is definitely it's the those skills that are going to be utilized here. And if you do not find it common enough, find certain things that you gained in those span of time. Like I was preparing for my GATE or IES exams for 4 years. Okay, I did job for 1 year. After graduating, I did a job for 1 year. Then I dropped for 4 years. So what did I do that? Then I prepared for my exams. I got selected, but I rejected because I wanted something better. And in that way, in a hunger to improve more, I dropped for 4 years continuously. Okay. What did I earn? I learned to have the skill of patience. I learned to skill myself to get confidence. I never quit. That's my skill. I learned that I cannot quit. I cannot afford to lose. I have to win under any circumstances. I have to fight. So what skills I got determination, I got perseverance. Okay. I learned how to utilize different concepts that were actually theoretical. But later on, after studying deep study, I understood how these things are practically related to the real world. Okay, there are many things. There are plenty of things. You just have to sit for 2 minutes and look into that gap and understand what different thing life has made you learn during those things. Okay, and I can guarantee you, gap employment is nothing to be worried about. You can get hired as easily as a person who is having no gaps. Okay. So don't worry about that. And all those misconceptions that having a gap will be troublesome, skip that out of your mind and you are doing just fine as anybody else. Okay. Let's come to clear cut question that everybody wanted, the salary expectations. So I suppose if you have ever given an interview, they will ask for what is your expectations. Okay. And out of hurry, we always hear that, okay, you whenever you switch, you get a 30% hike. That's rubbish. There is no concept that you will be getting 30% hike. If a company A, you're working at company A and company B has a got budget that suffice only 10% hike, you cannot just say, I want 30% because that's the market criteria. No, there is no such criteria. Okay. So that's a complete myth. First of all, take that out of your mind. Okay. Then remember, never ever tell your CTC to the person who is asking for it, like interviewer or the HR people. Generally, HR contact you and they ask you the first question: what is your skill set? Are you interested to move out? Are you interested to do job in this role? And then they ask, what is your expected CTC? Okay. Do not tell that. Straightforward, do not tell that. Okay. Because that's a basic question. Are you hiring me for my CTC or are you hiring me for my skill set? The answer is they are hiring you for a skill set. So why are you worried about the CTC? What CTC do I have right now does not matter, does not define me, because when I got this job, I had some different set of skills. And now when I'm switching, I have some different set of skill. I have some extra. Okay. So my current CTC is not going to define me what I will be getting in my next job. No need to tell CTC. Okay. Then what should exactly do I tell? Okay. For that, whatever job role you're looking for, go to Google, try to search on the market. What is the salary range? When I say salary, do not get exact numbers. Find what is the range. You can always find it on Glassdoor. Find the range in that particular company. What is the range of salary being offered for such a role? Okay. Suppose for a data scientist of 3 to 5 years, the salary expectation is 10 to 15 lakhs or 17 lakhs. Okay. You know the range. And my current salary is just 6 lakhs. So what should I do? Should I calculate 30%? No. What should you be doing is you should go, suppose 6 lakhs, or even if I have 10 lakhs, and then my market research, I get it is between 20 to 30. Okay. So what should exactly should I tell? You tell a range of salary that should start from 30% and go up to 300%. Okay. I'll say I have done a basic research and I found that suppose my salary was 6 here. Okay. I am just taking a random figure here. So suppose my salary is a 6 and I've done a basic research that it is ranging between 10 to 15. So when interviewer asked me what kind of expectation you are having with your salary. So I'll say, after doing some basic research, I found that for this particular job role X, the salary being offered in the market lies in the range 10 to 15, but I'm always open to negotiations, and this salary is negotiable, and I would love to go forward with the interview because salary will not be a problem until unless I'm being paid or my skills are paid or justified by the salary, so it won't be an issue. Okay, give them a range. By this way, you are exactly giving them a hint that you are negotiable. Okay, you are looking for something 10, but they have chances to negotiate at 9 or 8. But on a positive side, you will have a positive feedback. Okay, I'm expecting something 10 plus. You can always negotiate. We will cover it separately, how you can make it 30 to 300% hike. And trust me, I have coached people who have been on the package of 5.45 at a role of cashier. Now she's a lady. She has currently scored 15.7 lakhs package, and she's a VP. I will not disclose the name. I will not disclose the company, but I'm really proud of her because trust me, these things, this preparation of interview, exactly the way I'm telling you, is going to work. Okay, you just need it to be curated according to your job role and according to your skill set. You have to be confident enough, and these things really work. Okay, now where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, so this is one of the basic question that they will ask you. Definitely they will ask you. It's not just to see your mindset, but they want to see whether you have a clear cut vision, and you can have vision only once you have gone through the company profile. Okay, so they want to understand how serious you are about your career, whether you have done the basic research or not, whether you have done the basic research to understand how you are going to align your goal with your skill set. Okay, if you do not have a clear cut agenda, divide it on the basis of 2 years. For the first next 2 years, I'll be looking myself for these in this thing. Then next 3 years, I'll be looking myself for this thing. But when you are telling about this, do not tell some position exactly. Do not tell that I am at assistant. Suppose I am at assistant manager. The next 2 years I'm looking myself as a manager. The next 3 years I'm looking myself as a senior manager. No, nothing like that. Do not give a position. Okay, you give them what exactly you are looking for. You are looking for a leadership role. Okay, that's the most common answer. You tell that I want to be in a leadership role. I want to handle some greater opportunities. I want to I want to handle some bigger challenges. I want to face some new kind of hurdles. I want to improve the system. Okay, that way you are playing diplomatically and you are answering that you have vision for yourself. You are looking to grow. Okay, this question is basically to understand whether you have a mindset to grow or not. Okay, if you do not have a mindset to grow, you cannot take your company to the next level. Okay, if you are stagnant, definitely you are going to rot in that pond, and eventually whole pond is going to stink. Okay, if you have a growth vision, the company will fall align with your vision since you are working for it. Okay, and you will work in a way that things will improve. So definitely, if you will grow, company will grow. Now tell me when you have failed and how did you handle that? Okay, so when you remember, I said again 2.2 question, the weakness part. Okay, so it's similar to that. Remember, no one is perfect. This was covered in that part also. No one is perfect. Okay, you should be humble enough to admit your mistake. Okay, you are mature enough that you are accepting, okay, this is my fault, and then you should understand what things you have learned from those mistakes and how you are going to improve it. You should make a plan to improve those things. Okay, then we have two questions which are very much similar. Tell me a time when you had to handle pressure. So you can consider it similar to the one that challenging project. And the next one is tell me where you showed good learning skills. So you can say some skills that was required, and at the later, like example I give, I had a project which required data science, and I did not have that skill, and then I enrolled myself with some institute and I learned over the period of time, and then I utilized that skill here. So it could be done in that way. And the most most important question comes here. Do you have any questions for me? And that means the interview is at the final stage, and that's the last question. What most of the people will do is smile and say no. And that's the biggest mistake you can ever say. Never say no to this question. Okay. You will have to make a list of few questions that is going to be related with your job role, or that is going to be related with your company. Okay. Do not ask stupid question like what will be the lunch hour, what will be that will I get some cab facilities, will I get some perks, like how many trips will be getting, how many uh, holidays will I be getting. These all questions are to be asked once you get selected. You can ask directly to the HR, not with the hiring manager or the interviewer. Okay, you are going to ask some serious questions that shows that you are really interested, you are dedicated towards this job role, you want to get this job anyhow. So for that you have to show your willingness. Okay, suppose, let me take an example, how to show that I'm curious and excited for this current job role. What can I ask? Okay, so suppose the interview is for some data consultant or data analyst. So I would like to understand what kind of challenges I will be facing when I'll be joining at this job role. What are the different challenges that have been into the system and that are not yet solved, and they're looking out for some other key skills into the market. What are different projects they are planning in the next 10 years, what are the different, what vision they have for the company for the next 10 years. Okay, this way you can also understand, okay, where you are going to be in the next 10 years or next 5 years, what kind of challenges you are going to face in the next 1.5 year or next 6 months or 7 months. Okay, so you should focus on the questions in which what you can give and what and how you can improve the system, not on the question should not relate something that what you can get. Interviewers should not get a hint that you are only centered about what you are getting but not what you are giving. So be a giver in this question, not a taker, or not the one who always just wants something out of it. Okay. Definitely we want a good salary and good perks and things. Okay, that comes secondary. That comes only when you are getting selected. Okay. Once you are finally into the system, those things matter only then. Okay. Make sure that you ask some questions for this. Salary negotiation, we can do a big one-to-one session for this. I can train you all people because I have done it earlier and I have proven tricks and tips, and I can guarantee you I can help you with this and help you negotiate the salary in a better way. But once you have done all those lectures above and you know what exactly, and if you are here, definitely it means that you have been selected and it has come to the point where you will be negotiating your salary. Okay, so it's completely an art where you'll be selling yourself. Okay, when I said like from 30 to 300%, yes, it's not a myth, it's possible. I have done it. Okay, I have done it. I proudly say I was not in a state where I can say it, but now I can say getting a market hike of 30% is a myth. You can even score 200%, 100%, 300%. It's all how you sell yourself. Okay, it's all about your marketing value. In the LinkedIn lesson, I have explained you how to build up yourself as a brand. And here in this salary negotiation, we'll actually learn how you are going to ask the interviewer to give you the right set of salary for right skill that you have got. Okay, let's give you just a simple example. Once I have done research, I know what is the low rank, means the lower part of the range and higher part of the range. I am not going to ask too high so that I am being turned down, on neither I'm going to ask too low so that I feel that I have been cheated. Okay, do a basic research. Okay, and understand that you are being hired for your skill set. So suppose if I said I let's take the previous example. I said I'll be negotiating between 10 lakhs and 15 lakhs. So interviewer can ask, what is your salary expectation? I'll say straightforward, I'll say the mid value. I'll say something about 12 to 13. Interviewer can ask, why this high? Because we have a lower budget and you told that you will be looking for 10 something. So you can say, yes, I know what I was looking for, but since I have done a basic research, I understand that kind of skill set I'm bringing into your organization is going to give such and such growth. It can be used in such and such field. So I'll be adding extra value than what you are looking out for. And I'm asking the salary on the basis of my skill set that I'll bring into your organization. You should be very confident. You should be convincing enough to make them accept your offer. Trust me, I said I have done it myself, and I cannot show you my salary slip, but yeah, sometime at later point of time, but not now. I have done this. I have crushed this image of 30% hike of market hike is completely rubbish. You can grab 30 to 300%. Okay. So we can do it in a better way once you have completed all those lectures, and then we can arrange a one-to-one session. You can drop a you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You just drop a text message to Innomind on LinkedIn. Yes, they are on LinkedIn. You can connect with them, and you just drop that you want to connect with Bridge, and they will pass the message to me, and then we can arrange a one-to-one session. And there are many faculties who are working with Innomind, not for money, but definitely to improve the system. They are charging money because they have to sustain the system. They have a team who is running this app, and server cost, all the website cost, development and updates. This they are charging bare minimum just to sustain those things. So you can send a message to them. They can connect you with me, and we can have this session. So as I said, we can always connect on LinkedIn. I hope this session was good enough, and I'll be coming soon enough with bonus lectures like how to convert your cold emails. Cold, when I say cold email, is the rejection emails. How to how you can convert it into a good opportunity. Suppose you are getting a email that you have been rejected. Sorry, better next time. I can tell you tricks how you can convert it. Not always, but there are possibility, but definitely there is nothing to lose. But how, what things are to be done to convert those things into a positive a job. Okay, you can download this course on Innomind, and you can download the Innomind on Google Play Store. Currently it's not on iOS platform, but for iOS platform people, you can use the web version, and it's always free to visit, and there are plenty of good courses. So see you in the next bonus lectures, and happy to connect. Take care. Bye bye.